Stella here. Today I want to talk to you about having everything figured out. How to adult well, how to have great relationships, how to be the perfect human being in the whole wide world. Okay. So really what this episode is about is the fact that most of the time adults don't freaking know. Most of the time we're just trying to figure it out just like you guys are. So I want to debunk some things about life. The first thing is this idea of perfection, of having it all figured out, of like that you have to make the most perfect choices to set up your life in the most perfect way, or else it's all gonna blow up in front of you and it's gonna be awful. I like to say that you will someday just grow out of that organically, naturally, but I have not found that to be the case. In fact, I think that I struggle most of the time trying to figure out how not to be scared. So I have a journal and I try to journal at least a couple times a week. And last week, my journal entry was this: I'm scared. I think that is what is holding me back. I'm scared to fail. I'm scared to succeed. I'm scared to make the wrong choice. I'm scared to be revealed as a fraud. I'm scared I'm not qualified. I'm scared that these big dreams inside of me aren't real, that I've made them up in my head, and that's just not how life works. Life is hard, and you have to do the hard stuff, and you have to make the hard decision, and joy will come one day, but basically it's just like fear, fear, fear. And the biggest fear that I have written right here is I'm scared that if I don't go out and do it now and do it all the way, that I will never fulfill my dreams. So looking back into my journal, what I realized is that I needed to be honest with myself. I needed to be honest with myself of what is really going on. And a lot of it, I go on to say this, and maybe you guys are struggling with this too, is that I'm constantly comparing myself to other people. I'm constantly thinking that their way of life has to be my way of life, and if it isn't, if I don't measure up, then I'm not good enough. And it just has created this spiral. And it isn't like that is all the time, or that I struggle with it all the time, but I seem to have a hard time when it's time to make big decisions. Anybody relate to that? So what I want to say to you guys, my boo-boos, is this: fear is natural, it's typical, it's kind of the human condition, but it's not often rational. Now there are times when it's like, oh, if I stand in front of this train, I'm gonna get hit. I'm fearful about that. Yeah, that's a healthy fear. But this idea of I have to have it all figured out, that's irrational. How do you have it all figured out? I mean, my life could drastically change tomorrow, and I would have to figure out how to live my life after that. But if I'm constantly planning for the future, so everything is perfect in the future, I'm not honoring today. I'm not honoring the process. I'm not honoring my life or the people around me. I'm just waiting for future Stella to be great, and then I can be great and I can feel better about myself. But the problem is that that's not even true now. I mean, I I think that if I actually became future Stella, I'd be super bored of her life. I'd be super bored that everything was perfect and she had it all figured out. Life is messy. Life is messy. People are messy. Our choices are messy. We don't always get it right. And that's like the joy of it. That's like the joy of opening up a present that you don't know. I was fearful to start a YouTube channel because every time I thought about it, it was like, well, you have to have the perfect hair and the perfect makeup and the perfect lighting and the perfect room and the perfect everything and the perfect bleh. And so I've thought about doing this for 3 or 4 months. And people have been like, yeah, do it, Stella, you should totally do it. We need a YouTube channel that's like your brand of real talk. And then I'm like, but it has to be perfect. And I can't do it unless it's perfect. And so I didn't do it. And you know what happened? I've gone nowhere with it. I've gone nowhere. I've stayed in the same place. So today, what I want to just like lovingly give you from my heart to yours is do the thing you want to do. Do the thing that seems crazy and insane and be bold and go out there and conquer the world. Change the world one step at a time, one person at a time, one word at a time, one loving act of kindness at a time. And pretty soon you're going to look back in your life and be like, dang, high five to me. That was amazing. Did you see that? That was freaking cool. And you're going to be excited that you took the leap. So that's what I'm doing. I'm taking the leap. I don't know what I'm going to talk about every week, but I do know that I have enough going on in my life that I can like pour my heart out to you guys and it's going to be real. That's my brand. Just me being real to my boo-boos and loving on you guys where you are. Because where I am right now, I'm still in progress. And I always will be. So I hope you guys liked the video. I think you're supposed to like it or something, follow it or something, tell your friends, because we're going to be doing this every week. We're going to be getting down to some real talk and just taking a look at our fears and our triumphs in our lives and just expressing ourselves in a way that will empower us and also empower others. So thanks for watching. Love you guys. See you next week.